There was another named Own. This name was to be feared. The name is death, decay, and violence. A cold and fading moment. A mind not of misery in the few leaves of winter. A suit of armor beneath which lay a void. Where Issa's vision was of cultured landscape, his was of the choking weeds. Own's reach devoured the land. The winter approached. First, the Pyrrol tree. Then the shapes of trees and heads and hawks, made by the white caps of the waves before they crashed. Then 1,000 other wonders in my lands have faded, failed, and fallen still. All I know and love is slipping from my grasp.
Safe from here to Rathir, but no crime troubles this pious village.
For truly, my children, we are loved and blessed by Lyria. Lyria, goddess of fate, who holds the cards that spell our mortal lives. Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure.
You've returned.
Go in. Those she holds dear prosper and thrive, yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure. Go in peace, be guided and greetings, traveler. I am the mayor of this village, its priestess, and its guiding light. Now tell me, child, are you also a follower of the goddess Lyria? Then you are most welcome here to the village of Tyrann's Rest. If you seek healing, I can aid you. The doors of our inn, trader, locksmith, and sanctuary are all gladly open to the weary visitor. When the war brought Fae to our doors, there was but one righteous Almain, our own Aethiof. That is why we welcomed him and his willful daughter to our home. You may visit its ruins on the coast. They are a testament to what befall all who displease my Lady of Fate. Aethiof's daughter and the others who went to resettle there showed great ignorance as to the finality of her will. By my Lady Lyria's grace, I have the power to heal and to cure. Why, Lyria is the goddess of magic and of all good, Alfar. Those who love and cleave to her will prosper, as we have done. In the 10 years since war swept across these plains, I have guided this village by Lyria's light and by the wisdom of her teachings. I was a humble student of faith when I heard the call. It was so keen and clear. I left the temple that day to serve my people as I could. We must do what we can for our Alfar soldiers across the water. Mayra, our innkeep, takes donations for the cause. Our village is a lesson in Lyria's blessings. Take the 2 villages, Tyrann's Rest and Colne. When the Tuathas struck this land, which stood strong? That which loved Lyria most. Bless you, child. Welcome.
Marines are back.
Approach and await the wisdom of the fates. I am the great Kel's Cafferty, sworn and scrupled servant to the Sisters of Destiny. Speak, that I may divine your future, and through my gift, bless your mortal soul. Traditionally, this sort of transaction happens under more discreet circumstances, if you understand my meaning. Tell you what, I'll part with it for a hefty price. Pleasure doing business, friend. I'm sure Durfel is not very fond of me. I beat him in a game of cards many years ago, fair and square. By my standards, anyway. I don't like strangers who ask a lot of questions. This town is full of old fools. Most of them will believe anything you tell them.
Has anyone seen Candir lately?
Welcome to the Reed Song Inn. Come in, and Lyria light your way. If you can spare a coin for our troops in the war, well then, all the better. Our goddess and protector, the Alfar's guiding light, it was her will we were spared the Fae sword 10 years back. As long as you're not a sodding Fae, you're most welcome here. Our room in the inn? Why, you're in luck. I have one to spare. Well, if you ever do, you need but ask. I hear the conditions in Cluricon are just wretched. My own son was there, gave his life for the cause. That's why I've taken up collection. Every coin goes to those poor soldiers across the water. High Priestess Tyrion made camp right here on her sojourn to settle Rathir. It is said she was given a vision by Lyria on this very ground. That I do. We all must do our part. Have you got a few coin to spare, then? And what about them? I don't see what they're doing to fight the Fae. There's a good soul. Say, would you do one more favor for an olden keep? This purse is full of collections. Would you be so good as to bring it to the box in our sanctuary? I can't go myself, and there's someone I can't trust. If you want to know the truth of it, someone's been swiping from the collections. We don't know who, but I'm sure you weren't the one. Lyria, bless your fate. Sanctuary's just across the bridge at the end of the walk. The box is inside. And if you happen upon the thief, and in my opinion it must take place in the darkest night, tell the priestess to white nil at once. The sanctuary's crossed the bridge and down the path. The box is inside. You can't miss it. And keep your eyes sharp. A little thief has been taking from that box. Sometime in the dead of night, I imagine. Right enough.
forget what you have done for me, and Anella. No thanks could ever be enough, but please, accept this humble reward. Not a bird to be caged, I'm afraid. Still, I hope her time on the Tawili coast has opened her eyes to the realities of the world. Just an old merchant with his share of grief, but his share of fortune, too. I have a home here in Tyrion's Rest, and my daughter by my side. I, too, dream of seeing Culm rebuilt, but I fear it will be years past this war's end before such a thing could be. This is my adopted home. The people have been good to me here. But there is no use talking to them of certain things. I gave up trying long ago.
Welcome, welcome! Tyrion's quality words and locksmithing. Now, Crinius wrote 3 centuries ago that locks are the failing of social order. But I say, he failed to grasp the thing in itself, the beauty of it. A pinnacle of gnomish thought. Like all our finest scholars, he was ignored in his time, died a sordid death, and quoted by everyone ever since. Nothing like my own Odessa, other than the sheer amount of work, stone, and people. A bit too fancy, if you ask me. It's an odd place for a gnome, yes, but I find Rathir good for business, and these rustic plains good for peace of mind. I keep to myself and stay out of politics, though I find that praise Lyria is useful. Welcome, welcome!
Many welcomes.
Always open for business when the road is your... marketplace. Are you looking... always looking to make a bit of coin?
Hello, stranger.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, why, hello. Welcome to Brad and Sergrin. What brings the likes of you to our peaceful little town? If it's trade, Aethiof and I are more than happy to have your business. Oh yes, Lyria's blessing, our priestess calls it. We have good trade, good health. No violence, no crime. Why, not a soul's been thrown in the... Ah, Gwastel, you old fool. You never did know when to keep your mouth shut. Now listen here. If I so much as breathe a word of the prisoner, Priestess Corellon will... Oh, but there I've gone again. Please, not a word of this to anyone. I've said more than I should already. They'll be angry with me if they find out. Please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. She'll make a fine trader, once she's got that wanderlust out of her blood. Common of the youth, don't you think? It's good to have Aethiof with his heart and head back in the business. And of course, Anella home as well. We buried our things during the war. I left something I love, but with all the danger there, I won't go wading back. Just an old merchant, enjoying a comfortable life in the countryside, although trade has been rather slow lately. The priestess is quite a boon to our community. I don't know if we'd be so prosperous without her guidance. I've gone and run on at the mouth again. Tyrion's Rest is a lovely place, and what's done is done, and locked away and forgotten. Trade is good. Not what you'll find in Rathir, to be sure. But please, have a look for yourself. Good day, then.
are back. You shouldn't have come.
Has anyone seen
Here's a valiant adventurer come to sleepy Tyrion's Rest. The war cheer you up and spit you out too? If not, it will. And you'll find yourself in some damn tavern, rotting behind a mug of ale. Oh-ho! Aurella won't be too happy about this. Well, I never said a word, but if you happen to wander down to Burren Cove, behind the jail itself, well, there might be sights to see. It's the sorry old remnant of the war. Not sorrier than those damn refugees, the poor sots. There's not the talk of them in this village. Lyria doesn't love them, or so I've heard, and she's not the only one. The war? Ha! The war's a grislier beast than these poor fools have dreamt of. It's a fine hill, if you like to sit and rot in your old age. That or praise Lyria's toes morn, noon and night. All right.
it's safe from here to Rathir, but
Of Lyria, Victor. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost didn't notice you. I'm making remarkable progress in my research. You see, I'm writing the definitive biography on General Oriator. I come from the far north. Although we are farther from the action, a war against the Alpha is a war against us all. The veteran? He has lapsed into drunkenness. He's of no use to my research, or any other way besides. Without his courage and tactical brilliance, we'd never have driven the Tuatha from the plains. He and General Varlin are why I've come here, to comb the old battlefields for clues of what happened. You might say she was the moon to Oriator's sun. Oh, I know some would take offense to my saying that. All the same, it's true. The first was the Battle of Gallifore Plain, then... Oh, don't get me started. Well, the Battle of Gallifore Plain was the first triumph pinned to Oriator's name. Then into Willy, the Dawn March, the War of Parries, Varlane's Gambit, and finally, Oriator's stand. He died driving the Tuatha from Erethel. You shouldn't think all Loselfar are so devoted to Lyria. Where I come from, in the north, we take a much more balanced view.
Welcome to Tyrion's Rest.
Lyria bless.
Ah, the collections.
I have heard someone's been stealing from the box. Can't imagine who.
You are not Nil the White, nor the priestess. Have you come to laugh, or to beg me for oracles? It was he and the priestess who put me here. He returns from time to time to sputter and gloat with his scarred thoughts. Nothing at all. I sit in reverie. I cannot stretch beyond the confines of this circle. Because the priestess and Nil the White put me here, and I cannot leave. It is a prison of powerful magic. The magic of the children of dust. Magic that is strange to me. Yes, more than anything. But as you see, I cannot. There is the gate, which Nil the White can unlock with his key. And there is the circle, my true prison, which can be broken by words only the priestess herself knows. They brought me here to know the future, wanting riches, wanting luck. When I could give them none of those things, they spat and called me Tuatha and left. She saps the power from my limbs and uses it for her own. She is as the cypress, standing tall in a calm, yet bending in the slightest breeze. Is that why you have come? You'll need Nil's key to open this gate. The magic words of the priestess will release me from her circle. It is a new mortal.
Who goes there? Stand forth? I'd like to know just what you've been doing in there. On second thought, no. Much happier not knowing. Fine day to you. It's what we've got for a prison here. Common cells off that way. They don't get much use. Hardly none at all. Then there's, well, there's what lies beyond this door, which is neither for you nor I to go poking about in. I'm paid to guard this cove, and that's what I do. No one enters, no one leaves. None but the good priestess, or old white Nil. Not much I can tell you about the good priestess. For one, I'm not sure she can't hear us, even now. Her power covers this town, and she coddles it like a newborn child. Smothers it, sometimes, if you ask me. I imagine it's a fine enough village, if you don't mind some going on about Lyria, and you're not a refugee. He's the priestess's old watchdog, that's what he is, and my commander. She says bark, he barks, bite, he bites. He keeps me and the militia orderly, and sits on his bench, that's all. Go in there and see for your damn self. I won't stop you. Aye.
Welcome to Tyrion's Rest.
What's this?
The gate swings open, but I am no freer than I was. Can you break this circle, mortal?
Will I watch the last of life flow from my land? Will I stand still as stone while the essence of its beauty drains away? No. Like Issa girding armor against own, I, Mihari, will wrestle with the sinking sun. If that is what it takes to keep my land.
Don't know what it'll take to make this farm a farm again. Me and my Cerebel have wandered far and wide, driven off by the war, driven back by rogues and scoundrels. That's my pretty love. Don't know where I'd be without her. Those were terrible times. What I'd like to know is why Tawilli's still an ugly scar, and the Forsaken Plains are worse. But here, you'd hardly know it happened. This farm isn't as it was long ago. It's forgotten us. That's what it's done. Goodbye.
You've come to Nareen Farm. What's left of it, that is. Here we are after years away, and it's as if, well, as if the Earth's forgotten us. That, or it's forgotten how to be a farm. We'll have no choice but to leave, unless some miracle comes and... Why, Auric, dear, we'd clean forgot the paling wand. Oh, but it's deep in the hollow, and the Adaris Hollow's not safe. Not safe at all. Our seeds don't take, or they turn into other plants. The weeds grow monstrous, and the tilled earth wanders out of planted rows. It's hopeless. Well, if the stories are true, Auric's granddad used it to tame this high land and make crops grow. He'd always say how he had to return it to the Hollow, so the Hollow's magic could fill it up again. You would? There are all sorts of wild fae in there. Oh, but that wand would save us. Adaris Hollow's due south, just below the bluff. If you can bring the wand to us, I don't know how we'll thank you. Oh, he's a bit quiet, I know, but he's the man for me. Wouldn't have no other. Look at it, laid out before you. How many nights that we've been lonesome wanderers have I dreamed of seeing this again, and now, at last, we've returned. That Aurella, she was what you'd call quite a bit adventurous before the war came and she took up the priestess mantle. Let us hope it is, or we'll have no choice but to leave once more. Well, you'll find the hollow due south and the slope down from the bluff. Me and Auric here have come back to farm our land. We've been many years away, endured many a trial and hardship to return. Without some kind of miracle, it's no farm at all. Mind you, I'm well aware that's just how Tyrion's Rest wants it. To think we once called them friends and neighbors. Am I right, Auric? When the war came and burned our farm, they turned their backs on the likes of us. For now.
I have rolled up the song within these lands, raked the life from the bones of the earth. I've left it shivering and stripped bare. I hold its dying magic in my arms.
I saw you speaking with the vagrants on Beggar's Bluff. What lies have they told you? Why have you come this way? You must not. Lyria has cast them out. The very fact that they must debase our blessed valley with Fey sorcery proves it. Instead, you should bring the wand to me. Priestess Orella will destroy it, and that will be an end to that. They'll be forced to go. Those heights across the Vale went by another name before the war. Now, because of the filthy refugees who wander in from the Western Plains, we call it Beggar's Bluff. Galafor has been sanctified and blessed by Lyria. Those who weathered her wrath unscathed are blessed as well. I will not deny the Nareens lived here once. I even played with Arak as a girl, but they have no place here anymore. Lyria did not shield them from the Tuatha. It was against her will that they remain. We are truly blessed that she is here to lead us. I'm fortunate she holds me in her closest confidence. Only to see those vagrants leave our land peacefully, nothing more. Fear not, you will be rewarded with gold as well as Lyria's grace.
You've been to the Hollow? Did you find the Paling Wand? Why, I remember her. Weaselly and cruel, behind folks' backs. Always trailed in Aurella's skirt tails, whatever she did. 1,000 blessings on your head. Look, Arik, the Paling Wand. Just as your grandfather spoke of it. You've given us hope when we needed it most. We have little to offer but these herbs. Take them, and bless you. I, for one, will take great joy in wishing her sour face a blessed day every time we meet. For now.
Mind your step.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Welcome to our temple. It was long ago. I don't know very much about it. There were the plague times, and then the burning, and then they were over. The second burning came when the Tuatha broke through our defenses. They set our southern keys on fire. I remember it. I watched from here. The Lunar Gardens, or sometimes the Garden of Eternal Night, dedicated to the goddess Lunala. How it works is a mystery. Lunala is goddess of night, the moon, and what is hidden. It is said she is Lyria's handmaiden, or her daughter, or her younger sister. So long.
Lyria, bless and protect. The amphora is full? Good. I will hold that for now. So you have seen what Bayala Tiran saw, and walked where she walked. Now hear what our prophetess taught. From the frozen north, she led our forebears across the plains to Snowmelt Pass. There she promised all a place. At Snowmelt Spring, above the sea, they turned to see the far-off shores they had left behind, and all were sore of heart. Bayala Tiran consoled them then. Forget what you left behind, she said. We go to a new home, where each shall have a place. And then they came to the pools of Gallivore Plain, where she taught that Lyria's grace is like the waters all around. From there, they continued east until they stood upon the bluffs and saw this spire. There, Tiran taught us of the 3 gifts. Now you know what you need to know. You are ready for the second task. It is service. Each seeking the Orison must serve Lyria among her people. For you, there is a man named Nur in the lower tunnels. Day and night he profanes the name of Lyria with falsehoods. Discredit his words before the ears of my children. Drive him away from there. To do this, you must rely on the teachings of the Sojourn. Shall I repeat them for you now? Of course. From the frozen north, Bayala Tiran led our forebears across the plains to Snowmelt Pass. There she promised all a place.
And then they came to the pools of Gallifore Plain, where she taught that Lyria's grace is... From there, they continued east until they... Now you know what you need to know. You are ready. If you fail at first, persist. Look for Nur in the lower tunnels. From the... Yes. Go to where he preaches lies in the lower tunnels of this city. Challenge him. Prove him false. Shame him and drive him away. I think the lessons of the Sojourn will help you in this. Do you wish to hear them again? Good. Go then, and do Lyria's work. If you fail at first, persist.
City Watch, be on your way.
"10 years. This siege has gone on.
Good day, my lady. Won't anyone let me set foot off a spire? What is this? Have my parents seen this? Oh, Lunala's starry smile. Yes, yes, and yes to Chloricon. Think of it. They won't like it when they hear, but what can they do? Buy me out of it? No, not this time. Thank you, stranger. Thank you. Imagine, right in the thick of the war, and me with a sylvan spear, facing red-eyed howling Tuatha. And life beyond the spire.
Why, hello.
Lyria, light your way.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, I've been having such awful dreams. Insects crawling, dark things closing in. How long has it been? Feels like days. Days? Has it really? That does explain my back. And my head. Poison? Oh, I remember. A bottle of rather good wine was delivered. A gift, you know. I thought I'd have a sip. And then... where is it now? It seems to have rolled under the bed. No one noticed, I suppose. You have it. It's a clue, after all. Forgive me. Still a bit foggy, I'm afraid. I recall Onfei bringing in the wine. It looked good, so I thought I'd have a sip. Then, darkness. Mother must have been so worried. Did I just fall asleep and stay that way? After my sisters died in Chloricon, I wasn't allowed to even train for fighting. All Anwan's posterity hangs upon me. I understand that. Both Cassin and Willow were much older, and I remember them as tall and fearsome and fair. They have been dead for more of my life than alive. Our oldest house servant. She's as devoted to us as... well, as if we were her own children. I feel so foolish now. A gift left at our door, and without a thought, I simply drank it. Do send for Mother, if you would.
Well, how is he? He has wakened? Thank Lyria. Here is your gold, but this matter is not yet settled. Find whoever did this, and far more gold shall be yours. The poison came in a gift of wine? Show it to Apothecary Rawani, down in the Praderi. With luck, she can tell us the poison. Perhaps the poisoner. Thanks to you, Malian will recover, and House Anwan shall thrive. The Lapidus has revived him, yet until we have antidote, he is not saved. And while the poisoner is unknown, neither is House Anwan. You will find her at the Spire base in the Pryderi. Present the poisoned wine to her. If anyone can help now, she can.
The Pryderi is in the lower city.
I have tinctures, filters, unguents, and balms. An alarming question. Allow me. Yes, it is surely royal winds. Few possess such a compound. I am one. Lyria! What is more, I sold a phial of it recently to a servant of old Einar Abagast. This is terrible. I will send an antidote at once, but someone must do something. Go to the city watch. Speak with Fabian Tien. At once! Rathir's city guards. Haven't you seen them? Leave my store and head left through the Pryderi. Find Fabian Tien and tell him what I've told you. I knew his face because he has come to me for various other alchemical items over the years. And I've seen him once exiting Arbogast's door. The compound is extremely rare, as it comes only from the lands south of the southern Phalanx. It's a devious poison, as you've seen. In far smaller doses, it is used by North Sea captains who must stand at the wheel for days unsleeping, lest they be sunk by floating ice. The famous hermit of the Keys, though his merchant business thrives, it is said he has not left his home in years. Fear not, I will have the antidote sent immediately. In search of a game of hexes? You want Kest in the lower tunnels. Arbogast was a priest of Ilan's testament here within written. Very good then.
Citizen.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
Keep the peace. The army keeps Lord in the burn. Wouldn't want to be caught cutting purses there.
Welcome to the wending, mate. I'm sorry it's come to that, but here we are, eh? What's this, eh? Time to serve? Well, I always knew it might come. Not sure what they want with a poor Runir Western like me, but I'll go. I'll go. Oh, him? No one knows his real name. Got that name from the way he talks. Some say he was next to the Archsage once, up Spire Top. Then a spell went wrong, or his lover fell to her death. Whatever it was, broke him it did. Rathir. Some say it runs near as deep as it runs high. What I do know is the Spire Top's full of light and magic and wealth. Down here, shadows and rags and one daft old mage named Faldron Afari. Where you go when you can't find gold for a Praderi garret or a bunk in the Keys, nor get work in a servant's quarters up in some great house. If you're able, you sleep in a ramshackle house. If you can't, you sleep in the tunnels among the mice and candles and rags. Make no mistake, for the likes of me, it's warm and welcome. Gelfine buys and sells what you please. Kest deals the cards, sparrows come and go. And the watch come through seldom to never, which is how we like it.
Citizen. Careful, it's slippery.
Always open for business when the road... is your marketplace. Are you looking... If you need another trade...
I've got things. Things you'll not find uptown. What? Don't look at me like that. I don't like to be looked at. You go and wrinkle your nose at our caves and our tatters. At least I'm Rathiri, and no rotten outsider. I don't mind where you got anything. I don't ask. And don't you go minding where these came from. It's buy, sell, or leave.
Here to gamble? Aaron Kest's right there. He'll deal you a hand. Me? I'm a nobody. Just a man who loves the dark and sleeping in a cave. And cards. Runs a good game of cards. Give it a try. He's a friend. Been a friend to me. Get back! I won't go, not there. I prefer living to dying, thank you all the same. No, I won't go. I won't. Duh, you can't make me.
I miss the sunlight.
Oh, I thought you were the watch.
Delirious webs!
I give up. If I'm to get myself killed, I might as well do it over there. Are you happy now? Oh, I hope you're happy now. I'll have to admit, it'll be nice to sleep in a bed again, eat a full meal. I'd been hiding for days, weeks even. I can stop now. Today, a man in Rathir. Tomorrow, a soldier. Dead the day after that, I'm sure of it. Well, I'll miss the place. But I suppose there's dark and rocks in Cluricon. And soldiers play at cards now, don't they? I feared nothing more than those notices. But fear's worse than the thing itself. Strange, isn't it?
Ill-fated. We are cursed. A human more loved by Lyria than us? Tell me then, does Lyria not love those above more than she loves us? Why else would she put the fortunate upon the spire with her temple and cast us down here in the dark? What? Chains? You are a simpleton. The chains you cannot see are chains all the same. But what would you know of such things? Know their place? Ha! Do you hear this, my friends? Know your place. Grovel and beg. Kiss the boots of the mighty. It is your fate. Do you see, friends, how they try to fill our heads with lies? Back with a different lie to tell? But I ask you, fortunate one, a poet then, student of history? Lucky you, to have such fine books to steal your thoughts from. If you're so clever, then tell me, are we not fated? Did Lyria not place us down here by design? And you? Are you a fate weaver? A pretty liar who pretends to warp our fates? Oh, I am wise to such lies. Let all of you be wise as well. Aha! So you admit it then? You openly confess that she gave us this place. Gave us nothing but these dank caves and a few meager coins. What? Child's nonsense. Folderol for empty heads. Why are you all looking at me that way? Surely you don't believe in such lies. And if they are true, you are still here. Bah! You are all sheep. Cling to your goddess, then. You are caged sheep. Keep to your pens.
Fancy a gamble?
Topsiders nowhere here.
So Raff is dead too, then? Oh, Lunala, will the sparrows be murdered one by one? It began when Faro went missing. Then we found Syl's corpse in the alley, then Shiren's. Now Raff. We are helpless. We know nothing, can do nothing. He was our best climber. Knew the gutters and spire side as well as the gulls. And now he too is gone. Rathir is like a great stone tree, with mages in its boughs, bright ships in its shade. We sparrows nestle in its roots, as loved by Lyria as any other. I look after my little birds, speak for them, and see to the finding and picking through all of what Rathir discards. Rag pickers, urchins, scamps, call us what you like. We too have a place, and it is here. All that Rathir does not need or want, the gold chain broken, the tailor's scraps, old ship casks, we sparrows gather up. We bring it here, we sort and mend, and sell it new for meager coins as we can. And that is how we live. Betrayed? We have traded more than rags with some, up above and here below. But who among them would hunt us down and murder us? This is too much for us. I beg you, go to the City Watch. See if there is anything they know, anything they can do to help us. None that would hunt us down and kill us. Not within Rathir. I am sure of that much. If they know nothing and cannot help us, then no one can. Lunala bless you. The captain of the watch is Area Talabor. He's a good man of spotless reputation. Speak to him. Above the tunnels, just beyond the wending, you will see guards flanking the door. Speak to Captain Talabor. Join me, sparrows. Let us mourn our brother departed. Excuse me, coming through.
I've got to get going. Don't linger out in the open. These are dangerous lands.
What's a lad to do? Get this. I wake up yesterday morning with the worst headache, no shirt, and a note that I'm fighting a duel. Me? Fighting a duel? Don't know how I got into it, but it's all rot unless I can find a second. I swear I don't remember a thing. Apparently, I challenged Dalton Ames, the war hero, over the honor of my sister. I do seem to remember him and his bulky arm sitting smugly in the seafoam, taunting me. Surely you've heard of him. Back from Cluricon, and everyone's talking about his exploits on the battlefield. They used to talk about my exploits with society daughters, but... Proud son of forested traders, my name is gold in every watering hole and board house in Rathir, and, well, I'm not really allowed out of Rathir. You can't fight a duel without one. Now, you might be thinking, a popular fellow like Waylon, what trouble could he have finding a second? Well, turns out my friends are all drunken cowards. Look, you seem tough enough. Be my second, and I'll make it worth your while. Thank Lupoku. There is something else I should mention. There is no way in all Amalur I'll win this fight, so I've devised a plan. Before you go to Dalton, that's my opponent, find Gelfine in the Wending and ask for some rows of shadows. She'll know what you mean. Then go to the officers' hall in the Burn, and on the sly, put some on Dalton's sword point when you inspect it. All in good time, my friend. All in good time. The way I see it, I'm doomed to end up in Mel Senshir, and I'd rather cut the nose off my face than live a soldier's life. I want some freedom, and you're going to help me, right? After you've got the rows of shadows from Gelfine in the Wending, you've got to talk to Dalton in the officers' hall. Tell him I'm ready. He'll show you his dueling sword. Dab a bit of the rows of shadows on it, then come back to me. Now, time for my part in this business.
You're not from the Scholia Arcana, are you? If they don't want my company, I certainly don't want theirs. If you're not one of them, well, you're welcome to join me. I'm enjoying the ale and cheer and no bloody spells or mysteries. What is this? Ah, it was only a matter of time before the army found me out. Just my luck. This calls for another drink. I'll have to pack my things. Ah, Alison, how do I tell my sister? Where will she live? How will she live? Army wages can pay for Alison now, but I'm leaving her. I'll send money. I hope she doesn't end up in the Wending. One thing I've learned. The ladies here are like the Spire. Breathtakingly beautiful and completely unassailable. Especially to a failure like me. Let them sleep in their lofty towers. I'm headed for a real life, not sitting in front of books all day and being condescended to. Row, another ale. Make that two.
You must be here about the notice. How do I know? Simple. No one but potential applicants will even speak to me. Must be because I reek of desperation, of one sending young souls off to certain doom. I have served the Alpha Merchant Navy since my youth, when I began my career as a deckhand on the good ship Steadfast. He is the scourge of the Frostbreak Sea, a terror who seems intent on sinking every ship we sail from Rathir or elsewhere. If only he'd stayed dead. It's the fierce, icy ocean north of the plains of Erethel, a busy place of trade and transport, and the occasional treachery. It is the hideaway of Dead Kell and his crew. The legends speak of it as a damned isle, a horrible scar on the face of the world. To be quite honest, no one is sure of its true location. For the best, I say. Goodbye.